Hello and welcome to episode 41 of Missed Mando, Ontario's source for the latest in the disc golf world. I'm your host, Sean Galbraith, joined by my friend and favorite co-host, Colleen McInnes. The other guys are, who cares about them? They're probably fired from the show by now. We have got a special interview-only episode coming your way tonight, and we are very excited to welcome Brooklyn O'Crafton to the show. She is fresh off a second place finish at Junior Worlds. We're going to hear all about that, I am sure. And so, let's jump right in it, and we will be right back on Miss Mando.
Our next guest has been a PDGA member since 2021, where she quickly started winning events in the Ontario Junior Tour. In 2023, she placed 6th at World Juniors and 12th in the 2024 Junior Worlds. Last year, she started playing events outside the junior division and won Dreammaker in FA2 and 3rd in FA1 at the Innova Rip. This year, she has been at her best yet, winning Foxwood in FA1 and placing 2nd at Junior Worlds after a thrilling playoff. Oh, and she has also won the distance competition at Junior Worlds with a 353-foot throw. We're happy to welcome to the show one of the rising stars in Ontario disc golf from Paris, Ontario, Brooklyn O'Crafton. Brooklyn, welcome to Miss Mando.
Hi, thank you.
Let's take it back to the start of your disc golf journey. We mentioned in the intro that you've been playing, or you've been a member of the PDGA only since 2021, presumably making you a COVID player with like myself and like many other people. Was that when you first found the sport, or had you been playing for a little bit at that point, and who or what got you originally into disc golf?
Yeah, so I live like 2 minutes away from a course, and we kind of knew about it, but had never like gone and played or ever like learned about it. And then during COVID, we were really just looking for something to do that was like outside of the house. So we found it, and actually my brother was the one that pointed it out and said like, we should go try this. So then him and my dad went and bought some discs, and then they were going out, and I kind of wanted to join them. So I got some as well, and I took it a little bit more competitively than my brother did. It was the summer of 2020, and then 2021 was when I got the PDGA membership because a bunch of people were talking about it. So we thought, like, might as well.
So, how did you get into tournaments? Like, did you join club first and then do you remember what your first event was?
So I think my first event was a Canadian, the WGE, I think it was in London. And there was one other girl in my division, and it was really close, but I think I won that one. I don't remember it super well, but I do remember there being a putting championship that I won, and I was very proud of that. But I really liked that tournament because there was so many people, and because it was a women's global event, there was a lot of like girls and people who I kind of I was really friends with, but then I didn't really talk to them after the tournament. But it was just really nice, and I really wanted to keep doing stuff like that.
Yeah, I think a lot of women have gotten into disc golf through the women's events. So thank you to all those TDs out there running those every year. We have more and more every year.
We mentioned that this has been a fantastic year for you so far. Let's start with Foxwood, where you took it down in FA1. What was the inspiration to sort of play FA1, and how did you like that course and that tournament? Obviously, it worked really well with your game, clearly.
Yeah, so when I started playing in FA1, I wanted to play FA2. I started obviously in juniors, but there weren't very many girls that signed up. So there was I think there was one girl that kept signing up, but again, that's only 2 of us in the division. There wasn't very much like diversity. So I started playing FA2 a little bit more because that was my skill set. And then there was a tournament. It was, I think, the Paris Memorial one, but it was 2 weeks to the tournament. And then I got an email saying like I couldn't play FA2 anymore, that I had rated out of it. So we were like, I guess I got to play FA1 for the tournaments. So we started that one. And because FPO and Foxwood, that was very scary. So we started with just FA1. And it was really fun. I really liked that tournament. The Foxwood course it's really awesome. It was really windy, which was difficult. but I feel like I actually play really well in the wind. So it was a really fun tournament. I really enjoyed it.
And let me see here. So you were up against, so it was a pretty big division. There were 9 of you in that division. FA1 usually is. And like there's some heavy hitters in that division.
Yeah.
What was your strategy sort of coming into the course? Were you familiar with Foxwood? Had you played it much before, or
Before the tournament, I had only played it once. And in terms of like strategy, I really just focus on my own game. I really don't pay attention to like other people and their scores. I also don't like I don't look at my score anytime through the round. It gets in my head so much. So I kind of just play it hole by hole. I also have like earbuds. I have music that I listen to throughout the whole thing. And I have it at a volume where like I can hear people and I can talk to people. But if I get really in my head or if I do something that I don't like or if I have a really bad hole, I can focus on that music enough that I don't get really distracted by whatever mistake that I had just made.
Yeah, that's a great strategy to have. um, yeah, so you've had a lot of different divisions that you're playing. You've now rated out of FA2, which is pretty amazing to kind of be forced into that top tier FA1 position. But I mean, not such a bad thing for you. You don't have the most competition in the junior division. We had mentioned earlier there is every now and then someone playing with you. Do you think that there's a reason for that? Is there something that we might be able to do to bring more junior girls into the sport? And what do you think for the future?
I think that it's just there's not very many people because it's not very well known. And some people will see it because, again, it's not a very well known sport. It doesn't have a big reputation. And some of the people, when like I've mentioned it at my school, they're like, disc golf sounds lame. And then they don't actually like do anything about it. So what I do is I've actually done a couple clinics at my school and I have taught kids in multiple different classes and I have brought in discs and just like let them keep it. And then I tell them that there's like courses down there and there have been like, I think almost 5 of them that have actually started playing with their families. They still play casually, but they it's still playing, which is more awareness for them.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what we need. Get more people doing clinics at schools. Bring more girls out to the women's events. Getting on that junior tour. All that
are
definitely.
you playing any of the Little Heisers events?
I don't think I am. No, I'm not super sure, but I don't think so.
It looks like you're
What
doing the Ontario Junior Championship. Is that?
Yeah, is that a Little Heisers one?
I'm not 100. I know Bevy's running it, so I would assume that would be
Oh,
yeah.
it's, yeah, I think it's the end of the tour.
yeah, I'm doing the junior provincials.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that'd be great,
And
and you have a little bit of competition there.
Yeah, I do.
speaking of your competition, so you just got back from Junior Worlds. Um, this was your third Junior Worlds, I believe.
Hmm.
The first in Peoria. First was in Peoria, then it was Tulsa, and then this time at Emporia. Putting aside the results, which we will get to, which has been your favorite so far? And do you find yourself like making friends with the other juniors and staying in touch with the other players? Are you finding there's like a nice sort of community around these Junior Worlds events?
Yeah, I definitely had more fun at like this one this year because I was less nervous because it is again the third year. I kind of know what to expect, whereas the first and second year I wasn't really prepared. And yeah, I have friends. I have a couple of them that I stay in touch with all year round, but then all of them, I'm kind of friends with all of them. We've all hung out and like gone to restaurants before. It's such a great yeah, it's such a great community to have, and I've gotten more used to the pressure and the environment and gotten yeah, more accustomed to playing in that kind of the pressure.
Yeah, and it was a big weekend for you. You had quite a few things that we'll talk about, but one of them was being the flag bearer. So you just joined some of the likes of Thomas Gilbert and Cindy Handel, Aaron Martell, Brooklyn O'Craft, walking into that building with the flag. It was, I think a video maybe your mom took or someone right at the front, and it was so good. The way you were waving it and kept it up and afloat. How did that feel to be able to represent Canada like that?
Yeah, that was so cool. I was super excited. I dressed like the Canada flag. Even if I wasn't holding it, they would have known what country I was from. Uh, and it was so awesome, but they didn't tell me how to do it. They didn't really I had no idea what I was doing. So I watched the two people in front of me and kind of was like, okay, kind of false confidence walking down there, but it was so fun.
Fake it till you make it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. And like, very cool way to start off the weekend. Feeling really good already.
Yeah.
And the other pretty cool way to start off the tournament was the skills competitions, I think. And you won the long drive contest. Is that right?
Yes, I did. That was
yeah, tell us about that.
There was the putting and the driving. The driving was honestly the one that I cared about the most. My driving is kind of what I have worked on a lot more. I even told my dad, we came up and I was like, I honestly don't care what I do in putting. I just want to do good in the driving. So like, I am super proud of it. I did throw really well, but I know I could have thrown just like a little bit further, but it's definitely the nerve because I was throwing in the field that was right next to it and I was throwing like almost 400 feet and I came back and threw 353, but it's still great. I'm still super proud of that. I actually have it right here. Wow.
Oh, that's sick. That's so good. What does it say? Read it to us.
On my wall, probably.
Yeah. I can't read it in the small screen. What does it say?
It just says field events and then long drive. Wow.
So that is so good. So
you
mentioned that.
Oh, sorry.
I did hear there was that. A little crosstalk. Sorry. I was going to say, you mentioned that distance is something that you've been working on.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to be paying off.
Yeah.
So would you say that distance is one of the stronger parts of your game right now?
Yeah, I think it is because I can drive really well, and most of the time I can throw with a lot of accuracy. My upshots are not always the greatest. That's probably an area I need to work on. But my putting, I do think I also do really well with putting. It's also something because like I have a basket in my backyard. I'll go out and just like throw 200 putts and it'll be super. So I do practice that, but my driving is definitely like the strongest part of my game right now.
Definitely. And I had heard there was some drama with the longest drive as well, that you in fact had been the last person to throw and that was your last disc to be able to get the distance.
Yeah.
So that is a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I think there was 3 cards of people, 3 tee times, and I sat there and I watched everyone else throw. So that kind of like built a lot of nerve. The first of my 5 throws, I shanked into the out of bounds part. It was so bad. But then like the last couple, I started like taking my time. And the very last one, like I lined up to throw and I sat there and I took a second and like I like did like a couple deep breaths and then I threw. And that was like the best one and I was super proud of it.
Oh, that's amazing.
And you won by 7 feet. Pretty good.
Yeah, I think yeah.
What disc did you throw to launch this bomb?
I think it was a Rive. So I think it's 13
disc.
Yeah, it is. When I got that from like a package from Latitude, they sent me a whole bunch during the winter, and that was one of the ones that I really liked. And we went out with all of the discs into a field, and I pulled out that disc, and my dad looked up the numbers on his phone, and he was like, "You're not gonna be able to throw that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And then he said that, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna throw it now." And then I put it in my bag, and it hasn't left since.
I mean, it clearly works pretty well.
Yeah.
And that's a big speed too. It's a 13 speed, so kudos to you for ripping that as well as you did. And as well, you would have been in second for the distance comp for under 18. So.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, you were only like maybe like 10 or 15 feet off, but then I think you had 5 feet on second place, so that's that's awesome as well. So you're already playing, you know, above your, I guess, up to the high age level, which is amazing. So you have big things in the future. So you had also you had played 2 courses in this tournament. Do you want to tell us about the courses? I know there was Peter Pan and Jones West, and I think you guys went back and forth on these courses. So did you play practice rounds? Did you have a preferred favorite, or what was your kind of breakdown?
Yeah, so I played practice rounds on both of them. I thought I was gonna like Peter Pan more, and honestly, I think that is like a prettier course, and it was a lot more shaded, so I liked it more when I was playing. I wasn't sweating so much and like it wasn't so hot. But I didn't play as well on that course. I'm not super sure why. It was so short, and I think that got in my head a little bit, and my accuracy just kind of wasn't as great. But I still did play. Like I did still play pretty well. I was proud of how I did that. But the Jones West, I feel like that course was more like I could throw it better. It was more my skill set, so I could play that one better in terms of the drives. It was a little bit more like the Paris course, which I play like all the time. So I just was more comfortable with the way I was throwing in that course.
So round 1, you did pretty well. You came in at a -4, but you were 6 strokes back of Allison Tweedle. Round 2, you went with the hot round, a 943 rated -4, and you shot up to second place. What was your sort of thinking going into round 2? Was it I'm gonna play more aggressive, or I'm gonna play a little more conservative and let them make the mistakes? What was your what was the game plan going into it?
So that one, because it was still the second round and it was the first time I had played that course like in the tournament rounds, I played it like a little bit more safe, like more neutral. I wasn't really going for anything super crazy. But yeah, I just kind of played my game, and I did really well in that. I'm really proud of how I threw that because it was actually pretty windy that day. So everyone was I threw kind of heavier discs. So I'm more prepped for the wind, and a lot of the girls weren't, and the wind was just taking their discs out of bounds or into trees and stuff. So I was a little bit more accurate because of the discs I was throwing.
So you would recommend maybe overstable and a bit heavier for people when they're looking to prepare for winds then?
Yeah. Yeah, I have like a heavier Grace, and then again the Rive. Those are my two like wind discs that I will throw all the time.
So basically, it was like, yeah, I told you so, Dad. The Rive is staying in the bag.
Yeah, pretty much. I bring it up to him all the time.
Oh, that's great. And you continued keeping in the mix for rounds 3 and 4. You made the cut for the finals, which is huge.
Yes.
And the finals was going to be played at Jones West, which is where you had that really hot round. So, how did you feel going into that last final round? And
Honestly,
sorry.
yeah, I felt amazing. It was like my goal from like the very first time I had come to Worlds was to make it into the finals, and I hadn't made it in for the first or second years. So like I came in just to the tournament. I was like, I really have to, like there's 8 of us. I know I can do it. Like I really tried to make it into finals. So just getting there was just like such a thrill, and I was so happy with myself that I had made it there. And then the fact that I was in the top 3 in finals was just an amazing feeling.
Absolutely. And tell us about the first hole. Um, how did that feel going in? And obviously, people must have seen the videos by now. You have to have seen it all over social media.
Tell us what happened on that. Yeah, tell us what happened on that first shot of round 4.
Well, so actually, in my practice round at that course, the very first throw I had shot on that hole, it hit the band, And I was thinking like, oh gosh, I just got to do that exact same thing in the tournament and it would be awesome. And then I did it and it went in and I was like, I for a second thought that it wasn't real. And someone told me to start running. So I just like sprinted across the hole. And as I was running, I had this thought in my head and I'm like, oh my gosh, what if it spit out? What if I ran down here for nothing? But it went in and I was so happy. I came up and someone told me that there was like professional coverage and there was someone down at the hole that was filming and my dad got it. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is just awesome. Like, I can retire now, honestly. Like, it was awesome.
So how many aces have you had before, and have you had tournament aces before?
I have never had a tournament ace before. I had 2 like in just casual rounds, but yeah, that's the first one ever in a tournament.
Was there an eighth pot?
I think it was. My dad said something about that, but we don't know how much money I made. So, eventually.
Yeah. I noticed I was looking at the scores and there were a few aces that weekend.
Yeah, there were 3 in my division alone.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then there was a kid who aced 18 in Jones West. I think he was an MJ12. Like, there was a whole bunch.
Yes. Can you tell us what disc you threw?
I threw a Claymore, and it's one of the ones that got stamped last year, so it is so beaten in. Like, that thing, as soon as it starts turning over, it's not coming back. I can throw it like so straight, and my dad keeps trying to get me to get a new Claymore, but like I don't want to. It's perfect. I love it so much. It's such like it's a consistent disc from Latitude. It's got to be my favorite like mid-range that they have like ever.
Yeah, and it's your stamp, so if you replace it, you got to get another one with you on it.
Yeah.
But
like, are you thinking maybe it comes out of the bag because this is a special disc? It goes on the wall. Your Junior World's Ace disc.
Yeah, I did think about that. I might have to retire it. Might have to go on my wall.
How excited was the rest of the card for you, or were they just like, damn?
Well, they were so excited. I came up and I must have hugged like 10 people. Like they were all so supportive. It was so nice.
Did you get anything for getting this ace?
Well, I mean, I got my.
Let's see. What
my
do we got
sign.
Here?
We got the T sign from the hole.
That is so cool.
I love it. I was leaving after the playoff and the guy who was running, he's like, "Hey, we got the T sign." I'm like, "Ooh, ooh, can I have it?" I was so happy. I came over, I got it out of the ground, just carried it over to my car. I was so happy.
That is so epic. I absolutely. Are you going to frame it? Put it on the wall as well?
Oh, probably. Maybe? It's gonna never come down.
Absolutely.
Put that disc, right?
That's gonna be right next to the trophy, to the ace disc.
Yeah. I like that poster behind Colleen with the record. Put the disc there in front of the sign thing. Totally.
Yep, it'll be right.
I was while this was going on, I was driving home from Albion and I had PDGA Live up on the dashboard and I was watching the scores tick in, and I'm not saying I nearly drove off the road on the final hole of 18, but I was extremely excited because this was an extremely exciting round to follow. You were one stroke back of Allison going into the final hole. Break it down for us how that all played out.
Yeah, so I didn't know the scores at all. I threw my drive on that.
Sorry to interrupt. That's as remarkable to me that you didn't know where things were going in.
I try not to, because as soon as I do that, then I'll keep I'll do the math in my head and keep trying to make sense of it, and then I'll start doing other people's scores, and it's a distraction for me, so I just can't do that. But that hole, I played that course 3 times, and every single time I had hit the same tree in the same spot, all 3 times. And then this one day I was able to actually throw it well, and it got up there. And I was so happy because it was the last round and it was finals, and I threw it well. It was great. And then after I drove, we came down, and at the putt, my dad was like, if you make this, you'll be in first and there'll be a playoff. I'm like, okay. And then I sat there and I like took extra time for my putt. Yeah, I took like a couple deep breaths and then I made it. And I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe that I was tied in first and going to a playoff at Junior Worlds. Like I thought it was so unreal. It was so hard to process. It was so awesome.
How big of a putt was it?
I think it was about like 25 feet.
Okay, so
It was a
it
pretty
wasn't a gimme
decent
by any
putt,
stretch. It was that's a little mini tester.
and as I got up, the wind kind of stopped, so I was very thankful that it wasn't gusting in my face as I was trying to putt.
And I see that Allison parred it. Did it look like she was going for it, or was she playing a little conservative?
It looked like she went to layup. She threw like long and left, so she was like way outside circle. I don't think she could have tried to go for it. Yeah, she must have been like 70, 80 feet away from the basket.
Yeah, and that is a good veteran move to force you to make a huge putt, right?
Yeah.
And you end up tied, which is crazy exciting. How did you feel about like going into that playoff? Were you like nervous and did you guys have to wait? Did you go right into the playoff?
Yeah, it was really stressful. I was trying to not to focus on my nerves, but they kind of gave us an opportunity, like if you have to go to the washroom or whatever. Both me and Allison were like, no, let's just do this. Let's just go. So I think it was about maybe like 2 minutes because they had to get some PDGA officials over and they got cameras and stuff. I felt like a pro in that playoff because as we were walking, they had the whole thing. We're like, okay, you guys got to be this far back. So there was just like a wall of people following us. Every time I turned back, I was like, oh.
Did you know the holes you were walking to go do the playoff on? Because you ended up starting your playoff on the hole that you actually aced. Was that something you knew before? Or is that like
No, they kind of told us like just as we were, like as they were telling us the rules, they told us which holes they were going to be, but like before they didn't say anything about playoffs.
did the back-to-back ace cross your mind?
It did. There was a lot of people that were just like, you just gotta ace this again. And I'm like, oh boy, if I throw this really bad on the hole that I aced, it's gonna be so much worse.
Yeah.
So
Lots of pressure.
so let's do the play-by-play. So who was it, a coin toss to see who went first?
Yes. It was a coin
won the
toss
coin toss?
and Allison went first.
Okay. And what was her drive?
She threw a little bit short and went to like the left of the tree and was in like a little divot type thing. It was like it used to be water, but it had all dried up by then. I think she was about like again like 80 feet away from the basket. Like she had to lay up. And I was I think it was about 40 or 50 feet away, but I was behind a tree. So like I kind of went for it, but it was really difficult because I had to like straddle and it was a big putt. So I kind of went for it, but it was just a layup and it got close. It went a little bit further than I thought it was gonna, so it was a little bit of a stressful comeback. But I did make it, and then she made her putt, and we went to the next hole. And again, there's people just lined up following us to the next hole. And
how was that? Was this the biggest crowd that you've played in front of?
Oh, absolutely, by a lot. I had like, I don't know, 2 or 3 spectators of like people's grandparents, but there was like players and players' family and PDGA people and people from other divisions. They were all coming, and it was like, whoa.
Did you feel that pressure, or was it just like exciting and you could sort of play to the crowd a little?
It was really exciting and really at the same time. I kind of turned my music up a little bit so that I again didn't stress as much as I know I would have if I had no music. It really helps me with like my mental game so that I don't break down in stress or nerves. But it was really interesting because the holes that we had playoffs, it was one of my best holes, the worst hole on the entire course, and then one of my best holes. So the next hole I went first and I hit a tree, unfortunately. And then the wind was really, it was really windy. And I threw an overstable disc that decided not to be overstable in this wind. So it went past and it was outside a circle, and Allison was able to lay up for a par. And I had this big putt. It it was 30 or 40 feet. So I ran it, and I ran it with like a lot of power, and it went just like a little bit over the basket. It must have been like 1 or 2, like 1 foot over the basket, and it went past. And at that point, Allison, we knew she had won, so she started crying a little bit. So I went back to my I went back to mine, and I didn't put as much thought into that comeback putt as I would have other putts, because I didn't want to keep everyone waiting, because she had her tap in to win, and we already kind of knew the outcome. So I did miss that putt, and then I had the tap in, and she had hers, and it was awesome. I gave her a hug. She did so amazing. She played so awesome.
Yeah, and we did get to see that last tap in, and then you go over and hug, and just phenomenal sportsmanship. Do you feel like that is very evident in the junior divisions? Like I always look at juniors and think, some of us could learn a lot from the way you guys carry yourselves.
Yeah, everyone is so friendly and so supportive. Even if like someone's having a bad round and someone else is having an amazing one, they're so nice to each other. There is no like no one is putting any pressure on anyone else to do good. No one is being rude. It's just everyone is so nice. It's like everyone is best friends.
Yeah, and that can be hard to keep up with that mental game of trying to be aggressive and trying to birdie and trying to get a good score. But very much, it sounds like you guys all keep that focus of playing the course and not each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you looking to go back to Junior Worlds 2026?
I would love to go back there. It's in Pittsburgh, so it's only like a 5-hour drive, whereas this one was like
Oh,
16.
that is way better. That's the
Oh, I
closest ones
know.
you've had so far.
Yeah,
So, are you going to so you're gonna keep your amateur status for the next year? Do you will you have to move up a division next year?
No, I'll still be in 15 next year.
Still be in 50. Yep.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people that are moving up though, like Haley, who was in third, and then Allison, who was in first, and there's a bunch of other people. The division is going to be a lot smaller next year, unless we have a whole bunch of people coming in from FJ12.
So, so I hear your main competition is aging out of the division, is what I'm hearing.
Yes, actually, yeah.
You heard it here first. 2026 Junior World Champion Brooklyn Okrafka. Have you been down to Pittsburgh to check out any of the courses before, or do you think you may do that between now and then?
I don't know. I'm not sure if we'll do that. I think what we'll do is go a day earlier, because often it takes us 2 or 3 days to drive to wherever it is. And then we'll have like 1 day of practice because of how much like time my parents have to get off work and whatever. But if we go when we go next year, it would be a 1 day drive. So we could go and then have, instead of 1 day, we would have like 2.5 days to go and play courses, which would be a lot more helpful. Whereas like, I know what I'm doing better.
Yeah, definitely. And, there's always opportunity to go down for a day trip with someone else who might want to practice with you. So we'll have to check that out next year. And speaking of our tag team there, are we looking at getting some discs, fundraisers? Because we've been fundraising every year for Brooklyn. So you guys are interested in coming. Are you gonna maybe look into getting a longest drive disc made this year?
Oh, that would be
Because
cool.
that would be really neat. I know your discs have been a hot commodity. If you missed out on them this year, I know you've still got just a few left, so it's get them while they're hot. But maybe that'll be something on the horizon. Yeah, like how cool are those? And a little nod to the graduation this year. So maybe that'll be something that Latitude gets on for you, or maybe you could just get a run made, because I think that would be something Ontario would love to see. Celebrate
That would be
that.
awesome. That would be so amazing.
So
Yeah.
you are sponsored by Latitude 64.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. That's amazing. How long have you been on the team, and how did that sponsorship partnership come about?
This is my second year with them. I really love being sponsored by them. Their discs are amazing. But it started, I think it was when it was Nationals at Thunder Bay. I think that was 2 years ago. Ryan from Top Link came up to my dad and was kind of talking about it and talking about like how, like asking what kind of discs I threw and sponsorships that would work well for me. And this was one of the ones that he said. And my bag was almost completely Latitude anyway. The only other discs I threw were like my putter and maybe like one Innova disc. But other than that, like completely Trilogy, so I didn't even have to change my bag at all. And the people like there are super nice. Like at Worlds and stuff, they will do team dinners, so everyone from Latitude will come together, and that is so nice. That is such a great community to be a part of. Everyone is so friendly. It's amazing.
And leaning on, I think, your Rive and your Grace this weekend, were there any standout stars for you other than those two? I know you said those really held up well in the wind, right?
Yeah, I think like my putter, the Pure is really amazing that I use for up shots and putting, just different plastics. Again, the Grace, I throw that almost every hole. I can make it turn over or not turn over or go straight. It's such a like a consistent disc that is so like depends on how you throw, but almost everyone that I know throws one and it's great. Other than that, like my Claymore, again, I throw that all the time for upshots and a maiden. That one's from Westside, but I do use that for upshots as well. The Explorer is also a pretty good one. I didn't use that as much in this tournament. I had an Explorer that I used in doubles, and I threw it and hit a tree that was about 20 feet away from me. And I hit it so hard that the next time I threw it, it turned right over and now does not fly the same. So I had to retire that for this tournament.
Oh boy, that might be a utility disc now. Like one that it doesn't fly right anymore. It's for specific shots.
Yeah, I have a Jade like that. It's so beaten in that I can throw it on so much hyzer and it'll ride that for a little bit and then flip right over and just keep riding to the right. And it's so useful for shots, especially there was like 2 or 3 holes at Worlds that needed that very specific shot, and it was just perfect.
Excellent.
So what you named a few different, a lot of overstable there. What kind of shot shapes do you heavily rely on? Are you a hyzer flipper? Are you sort of an anti-flex kind of thrower? How do you like to launch those discs?
I like hyzer flips. I really like doing those. I like that shot shape better. I sometimes will do an anti-flex, but that is very rare. I don't do that very often unless I'm trying to really get distance and it's windy. But yeah, either throwing them flat or hyzer flips are normally what I would lean towards if I have a shot like that.
Well, and just looking at the future, we mentioned you've been down in junior division, FA2, FA1. We saw you play FPO this year. That was really exciting. Do you plan on playing more FA1? Are you sticking with junior as much as you can? And how are you deciding what you're going to do?
That I'm not super sure with because I would really love to play in the junior divisions, but again, there's just sometimes not enough competition in there for me. There's just not enough people. So I probably will get to playing a little bit more FA1 and some local tournaments I might play FPO, but I think for now I would stick to the FA1 divisions and get a little bit more used to that before I play any pro tournaments like in the area.
Yeah, often when you play junior and you are alone or you're with someone else, do they tend to, do TDs tend to put you with other juniors, or do you tend to play with like some masters, or like what kind of competition do you end up with on your card?
If I'm by myself, it really depends. I am always with other women, but it'll normally be either like FA1 or FA2, or I think I've played with like FA50 before, but that's kind of where I get put. If there is like anyone who has like a card of 2 or a card of 3 and they just need another person, I often go to that division just because they need an extra person and I'm there.
I've been there before. But if playing on cards with FA1s and FA2s anyways, and then still getting to play in the junior division is kind of the best of both worlds there. And you're making a place for junior girls. So as much as you want to stay in that division, you should. And as much as you want to move up, you should. So you can kind of flip flop. It's like as soon as people turn to masters ages, they switch back and forth. We got a lot of MPOs now that are just hitting that age that go MP40, MPO, MP40. So it's nice to be able to choose. And I noticed for nationals this year, you are signed up for juniors. So those kind of major events, especially like you want to be able to keep that having looking back in years past, we want to be able to see that there were juniors in Ontario and the growth. And so I think it's really nice to have you play in those divisions for those big tournaments. And then, like you said, local stuff, you can move up and enjoy playing with Chandler, things like that. Or hopefully we'll get to play a tournament sometime soon. So that'll be great. And keep growing and keep pushing. But it's good to be able to kind of move around.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, maybe the two of you want to play the Miss Mando Mayhem together. That would be an epic teaming.
That's right. I just signed up for it, so if you're looking to play, I think it's 2 weeks. It's not this weekend, next weekend, or is it
August 3rd?
3?
White Spruce.
Yeah. It's a Sunday, right?
It is a Sunday.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. So what tournaments are you most looking forward to playing for the rest of this year? I think you're only signed up for 3 more. Do you think that list there'll be any additions to that list, or you sort of
I'm sure there will be. I'm sure there'll be something local that we find that we will sign up for fun. But I'm really looking forward to nationals because I always like playing in that tournament. It's always great. But honestly, all the tournaments, I just love going and playing. The Paris Memorial one, I think, will be fun. I think I'm playing
home course
FA1 with that. Yeah, I'm really excited to go to that one too.
Which courses are you playing for nationals? Are you most looking forward to playing?
I'm not sure which ones I'm playing for nationals because I've heard some people say some things and some the other. I think I'm playing. I don't know. I really hope I play Haute Goat. I'm not gonna lie. I have not looked at what courses I'm playing, so I don't know.
I do feel like they're trying to get everyone on Haute Goat because it's kind of the hub
Tournament central.
Yeah, so most divisions end up playing it one day or another. So for sure, that's actually
not playing P15, but I think I'm playing all the other ones. I think.
Which division are you playing? 15, FJ 15. You are playing Haute Goat on Sunday, Newcastle on Saturday, and Cedar Creek on Friday.
I haven't played either of those 2 courses. I'm gonna have to get out there and practice them.
You haven't played Newcastle yet?
A bunch of people tell me I should go. I really want to get out there.
It's a fantastic course if you like woods golf. And Cedar Creek is a spectacular course. A lot of similarities to Haute Goat with a little bit less elevation.
Okay.
So if you like Haute Goat, I think you'll really like Cedar Creek.
Yeah, I'm excited to go and play those courses.
Cedar Creek is, I just got out there today. So beautiful. It was my first time there, and I will say you're going to love it because, distance is a thing for you, and it is fun. And I will say Newcastle is just adorable. It's I won't say that because it's easy. It's not easy. It's just, it looks so cute. And there's so many features on the holes. You'll know it when you play up at the cat hole, the portal hole. There's so many unique ones that, it's very picturesque. So you probably take a lot of pictures. But
a lot of garden gnomes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
I haven't played Haute Goat, but you're playing Haute Goat and Cedar Creek, and I'm pretty sure Newcastle was up there as well. So some of the best courses in Ontario. although you're not playing P15, those are really amazing courses. So I will say, definitely get your practice rounds in, because I think placement is going to be everything at Cedar Creek. That's what I learned today.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And I was just out at Haute Goat today, and there's some changes that have happened since the rip last year. There's a few different layouts in a couple of the holes. Less so for red, but like there's a new, almost entirely new hole 5, and a couple of different basket placements here and there. So you'll definitely want to get out and get a practice round in, and if you can.
And when you do you take notes, or are you thinking about in your head and making sure you remember which discs you throw? Or are you going off like what feels right in the moment?
Yeah, so sometimes what we do, my dad will have it on his phone and he'll write down all of the things that I throw. And sometimes we'll do options because really it depends on the wind on some holes. I'll have like 2 different discs, and it really just depends on like how confident I'm feeling in the disc that day and the wind. So I know I have like a rough idea and I know how I need to throw it. It just depends on which disc I'll do that day.
Yeah, I think that's a great approach, especially given at Haute Goat, there's some pretty notable wind changes, and some that with that elevation change, you have to be able to sort of improvise and as you're going along. Um, before we let you go, we like to hit all of our first time guests with the lightning round questions.
Okay. I'm ready.
Yep. Just quick answers, whatever comes to your mind first. So first we start off with a softball question. What is your favorite course?
Ooh, I think definitely I'm biased towards Paris for Green Lane.
Good answer. All right, what is the hardest course you've ever played?
Dragon Hills from Nationals in Thunder Bay. That was such a difficult course. That's definitely it.
That is a long, difficult course. I think that is, that
It was so windy when I played it too. It was crazy.
What is one sport to play or watch other than disc golf? What are you choosing?
Ooh, volleyball.
We get a lot of volleyball as the answer on this show. There's like that Venn diagram of like disc golfers in Ontario and volleyball players. There's like a lot of overlap between those two in that Venn diagram.
I never would have guessed.
You have people, they're like former Division 1 volleyball champions and stuff.
Yeah, wow. That's right. Well, Alex Valletta for one. Yeah. So that is an interesting crossover. We'll have to see more about that. What weird about music, you're listening to music, what song makes you instantly turn up the volume, sing your heart out, really vibe, and keep your nerves in check?
Oh, probably Unstoppable by Sia. That is such a good confidence song when I'm playing. Every time I'll just turn it up on my phone and try to not talk to people for the duration of the song.
And is there anything that calms you down? Keeps you level?
Kind of all of it calms me down. That's why I have it.
You are on a road trip to the next Junior Worlds, and the tummy is rumbling. It's time to eat. What is your favorite place to stop for food on a road trip? You see the sign in the distance, and it's like, Dad, we're pulling over.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Any day. Well, if we're in Canada, it would be Harvey's because we don't have many Chick-fil-A's, but every time we stop for Chick-fil-A so many times.
That's a good one. And you're choosing a movie that you could watch over and over, never gets old. What's your favorite?
To All the Boys I've Loved Before.
Oh, I did not even know this movie.
I think I watched that 3 times on this road trip.
Oh, Good recommendation then for you, Sean.
Yeah.
Who's in this movie? I've literally have never heard of this movie.
Oh, I know none of the actors' names. I got none.
Last lightning round question. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Oh, that's a good one. Probably time traveling.
Oh, that's the
Mhm.
first one we've had that.
Oh, I would love to do that. Just like,
Have like the Hermione Granger time turner,
yeah, that'd be so cool.
except maybe not to just use it to go to multiple classes at the same time.
I mean, I would probably do that, but anyway.
I'd be like, oh man, I hit that tree for. Oh, it's my turn to throw again.
Use
Instant
the
mulligan on every hole. Forget the space-time continuum disruption and the ruptures to the universe. I am getting a birdie, damn it.
It's a great idea. And you know what? You could also turn that time back and play multiple tournaments a weekend, because now we've got that issue. You can't decide. You just got everything.
Yeah.
This is we got to workshop this. This is good. I like this. We're doing some research and development on this.
That's a really good one. Well, Brooklyn, we are at the end here and we want to give you an opportunity. Do you have any shout outs, any sponsors, anyone you want to thank, or anything you want to tell the community?
Yeah, I want to thank Latitude. They've been such an amazing sponsor for the past 2 years. And also my dad, who has caddied all the time and has just been so supportive, probably like the best caddy ever, best I could have asked for. And my mom and my brother, they're also like, they help me fundraise all the time. Everyone is super supportive. My friends, they have like come and they have helped run the tournaments that I do for fundraising. They're there whenever I need them. And yeah, everyone who like supported me when I was selling like discs or anything like that. And yeah, people who came to the tournament or came and supported, and Colleen, because you're my coach.
It's all you. It's all your skill.
Well, definitely let us know when you're doing your next fundraiser. We'll 100% give it a shout out here on the show. I missed, unfortunately, this year's, but I was at the Halloween one last year down at Mohawk.
Yeah.
And that was an absolute banger of a tournament. And the maple syrup shots in the trophies was an absolute excellent way to end it off. And that also brings this interview to an end. Brooklyn, thank you so much for joining us on the show. We absolutely loved hearing all about Junior Worlds, and we cannot wait to see what amazing tournament you take down next. And we'll have you back on the show to talk about that one too. But that is it. And yeah, we'll be right back on Miss Mando.
And welcome back to Miss Mando. Thank you so much, Brooklyn Okrafka, for joining us. What a wonderful interview, and such a well-spoken young disc golfer there. Really amazing to listen to her talk about her disc choices. Such a well-developed game at such a young age, throwing all those stable discs, really thinking about how to play the wind, what kind of stability she needs and what kind of weight for those kind of choices. Very enlightening. I think a lot of good advice there.
I really liked hearing about Junior Worlds and her strategy on the different rounds, and frankly shocked that going into the final hole, she didn't know that she had a chance to tie it up. I would be I can totally understand like not doing that to keep the nerves down, but man, if she hadn't found that out and thought maybe I'll just lay it up, or who knows, like it could have ended so differently. But it's so cool to hear just how people, approach the sort of the course management aspect of the game. And I really like hearing that her it's a very considered part of her game. Just like you mentioned, sort of her disc choice and disc selection. It shows a lot of maturity in her game after only been playing since 2020. Really, really great. And yes, thank you very much, Brooklyn, for coming on the show. It was a fantastic hang. And that is going to bring this episode number 41 of Missed Mando to a close. Shout out to all you out there who are going to be playing. We got a couple really big tournaments this weekend. We got the Guelph Royale out at Vic Valley and Eastview, and I'm going to be out at the Lake Ontario Open going down at Haute Goat, Newcastle, and Cedar Creek, playing MP50 for the first time, and I'm going to get absolutely wrecked on the gold layouts. Super, super excited for that. But wherever you are playing this weekend, I hope you keep them in the fairways and make those putts true. It is going to be so much fun. And that brings us to a close for Missed Mando this week. And we will see you out on the course.